What is your name, rank, and station?
I'm Lieutenant Commander Blakely. I'm the Communications Officer for the TSN Hyperion.
What was your mission?
We needed to get a series of supply runs completed, even though we had information telling us that we would have interference from the incoming Zimni. We need to ensure that as much cargo as possible got to its intended destination.
And how much cargo got to its intended destination?
The equivalent of 13 points.
And so what was the most difficult part of the mission?
Well, when we lost our base, BS-86, that was troubling. We had done pretty well up until then. And so there was some cargo lost in that it did not get to its destination, and we had a few ships that narrowly escaped destruction in that. So through that we got a little worried. But outside of that, our main crew was able to keep the enemy at bay and missions ran fairly smoothly.
So it seemed like your station was very critical in the success of this mission. Can you tell me a little bit about that, about what you had to do to get these ships to go to the right places?
Alright, so the ships need to have confirmation before they can go to a destination. They also have multiple destinations in mind, so they'll drop off someone initial cargo, and then for whatever internal disputes they have, unless they're explicitly told to go to the cargo-oriented destination, sometimes they have personal interests elsewhere. So keeping them on track, redirecting them as needed, and then they were also aware of the threat, so they needed to know when it was safe to proceed. And in the case of BS-86, we had to tell them to stop going to their intended destination and essentially run away.
So you'd say the mission overall was a big success?
So on the whole, yes. It would be better to have not lost the one base that we did lose, but we did manage to keep all of our cargo ships, even the luxury liner. We didn't lose any ships. The loss of the station was obviously an egregious loss, but given the level of danger, I feel like we made out very well with that.
Do you think there's something that could have been done to not lose that station in hindsight?
You can always second guess yourself in hindsight. I mean, we had no idea which way the enemy would come from, and if we had done things differently, then maybe we would have saved that station and ended up losing multiple other stations in its stead. We had all of our fleet deployed in the most efficient way possible. We can second guess forever, but I think I'll just stick with we did everything that we could.
Alright, out of character. What did you think of the mission overall?
It was really nice that comms was so essential.
Right. I was going to ask about that. Alright. Because that's kind of rare.
Yeah, it was nice that comms was so essential. Like in a lot of missions where you either don't have a lot of other ships or a lot of ships just don't respond to orders, or when they all die. They're just like, well, I can ask for surrenders, that's all I got.
You can build nukes.
Well, if you lose your stations, you can't even tell anybody to build nukes. You know? So having comms be essential was good. You know, in our dry run, we had a lot of we had like some glitch or something where the ships didn't actually respond. So that was exceptionally frustrating. You have one job, and that's to tell these things what to do. And they just don't want to do it. But yeah, so once we got through our dry run issues and everything was going smoothly, it was really nice for comms to be very effective. And then very nice that like the rest of the crew was responsive with what we were doing, you know, in terms of directing ships and working with them.